I'm going to be honest with you, for a company that sells so many SUVs, Cadillac's lineup's pretty boring. Sure, there's the Escalade, which is pretty much a brand by itself at this point, but that's big and thirsty and ostentatious and expensive. And unfortunately nothing else in the lineup really stands out of the crowd. There's too much GM parts bin sharing, too much bland styling, and not enough of what Cadillac would like us to believe is its vision of American luxury. This Cadillac stands out.
It's the Cadillac Lyriq, and it's the automaker's first all-electric SUV. Second vehicle to launch on General Motors' Ultium platform for EVs, it's an altogether more memorable, distinctive SUV than, well, anything else in Cadillac's range at the moment. Styling that doesn't look like it was borrowed from Caddy's GM siblings helps a lot. In fact, it's much more of a nod back to the company's concept cars from the past few years. Concepts that, I don't think it's unfair to say, Cadillac hasn't really capitalized on until now.
It feels like the Lyriq has been a long time coming. Ultium sounds like a product. It actually sounds like a multi-blade razor designed for men with lantern jaws, but it's actually a platform, a whole architecture for EVs designed to be modular and flexible and help get them to market sooner.
So, while Ultium may have taken a while to get market ready, now it's here GM's brands are gung-ho about adopting it. The Hummer EV was the first, a beastly trophy truck that just happens to be electric. Chevrolet's Silverado EV pickup is in the pipeline, along with models from Buick. There's an aggressive roadmap, but then again there needs to be, given GM's goal of making its whole portfolio electric. The Lyriq isn't the first Ultium vehicle. That honour went to the GMC Hummer EV, though with 3 motors, a 3-second 0-60 time and a 6-figure price tag, that's hardly a truck for the mass market.
Cadillac's SUV, in contrast, starts at $63,000. It'll still do up to 312 miles of range, but with half the battery pack of a Hummer EV because it's a smaller and lighter car. It'll come in rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive configurations, and you'll still be able to get features like Cadillac's Super Cruise for hands-free highway driving.
Inside, some of the themes we saw first on the latest Escalade are carried over, though elevated. There's a huge 33-inch curved dashboard display, now one single screen rather than several pieced together. Running a custom interface atop Google's Android, it blends the driver's instrumentation with the infotainment, complete with Google Maps and voice control. Arguably more important, it feels like nothing else in GM's portfolio. All of the switchgear, the trim is bespoke to Cadillac, and it looks superb, premium, distinctive. If it's still a little plasticky in places to the touch, on balance I think that's a reasonable compromise for the price. Certainly, it's leagues ahead of anything in any other Cadillac SUV or sedan.
Now, it may not have the blistering performance of the Hummer EV, but the Lyriq certainly doesn't feel slow. Electric cars do have an advantage there, almost all of their torque arriving from the get-go. And it means in the case of the Lyriq, 0-60 comes in as little as 4 seconds.
The rear-wheel drive Lyriq has 340 horsepower, while the all-wheel drive model adds another 160 horsepower to the front wheels. There's one-pedal driving, of course, with a surprising level of regen, but Cadillac also adds a pressure-sensitive regen paddle behind the steering wheel for an even more aggressive kick.
What stands out though is how cohesive it all is and how quiet. Cadillac's used a mix of active and passive noise cancellation to keep exterior wind and road noise at bay, and they work really well. It rides well too. Cadillac's used a brand new suspension system, and because the battery pack is integrated into the body of the car, that makes it stiffer and cuts down on that twist or shimmy that some SUVs can suffer from. From the outside, in fact, it's quite low for an SUV. In fact, I'd almost say it has hints of wagon to it, if wagon wasn't such a dirty word in America right now. Saying that, you still get plenty of cargo space and you still get plenty of second row space too.
The 120 kilowatt-hour battery is made up of 12 cell module assemblies, each containing 24 cells. The modular design allows Cadillac to swap them out easily, and they're all wirelessly connected too, with one big mesh network handling encrypted over-the-air updates, lifetime monitoring and more.
It'll charge at home at a rate of up to 52 miles per hour plugged in on a level 2 charger, but if you can find a 190 kilowatt DC fast charger, you're looking at adding about 76 miles of range for every 10 minutes plugged in. That's pretty good.
It's a remarkably well-rounded car, and not just by EV standards. Spacious inside, but not so large that urban maneuverability is a chore. Handsome, but in a restrained and classic way, rather than weird for the sake of it like some electric cars.
In the most comfortable tour mode, it's almost limousine smooth. The regen brakes blend nearly seamlessly with the friction brakes, and this steering wheel mounted regen paddle, which is pressure sensitive, it's surprisingly intuitive. Throw in Super Cruise, and you could have the perfect road trip car.
Switch to Sport and things get more eager. There's no magnetic ride control or even adaptive dampers, but Cadillac's suspension tune is dialed in at a happy compromise. It's firm, but not too firm, the low centre of gravity helping avoid wallow in corners, and it's clear that the underlying platform could easily take more power in an even sportier Focus. Forgive me if I'm already thinking of a Lyriq V or even something bearing the Blackwing badge.
If there's a problem with the Lyriq, it's the same one that plagues the Ford F-150 Lightning. Just like with the electric pickup truck, Cadillac literally can't build these fast enough. Demand far outstrips supply. And that means if you go and put down a deposit, a reservation now, it's going to be a couple of years potentially before you pick up your actual car. Now you could argue that's a good problem to have, that there's clearly a pent-up demand out there for EVs. The problem is, with the global supply chain the way it is now, it's an important reminder that the big transition to electrification that so many automakers are talking about is dependent on more than just drivers' willingness to give up on their gas engines. That makes it all the more frustrating because, if you'll excuse my language, the Lyriq is so gosh darn good. It has personality to go with the technology. It's distinctive and has unique styling, and it's priced aggressively, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's been built to a budget. In short, it's the Cadillac luxury SUV we've been hoping the automaker would build for years now. And it just so happens to be all electric.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Slash Gear videos about vehicles are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.